Yapton School, good afternoon and welcome to my 5-minute art, which you can see I'm bringing to you from our Hastings Castle pod this afternoon. And I'm going to share with you some art that I've been doing with my pod this week, which we've really enjoyed. So we are making seascapes, some of which you can see behind me here, which have been particularly successful and are nearly finished. A couple of them just need to be finished off. What we've used for this, A4 piece of paper, and then you'll just want some light blue, dark blue, green paints, sea colours, and we are just going to do lots of sea swirls and squiggles. You might want to listen to some music whilst you're doing this, kind of inspired by the ocean. Today we've been listening to Fleetwood Mac, Albatross, whilst we've been doing this to make us think about the sea, and lots of waves and swirls. Okay, it doesn't have to be neat and tidy. Okay, it could be like the sea in a storm, tropical sea. But the important thing is you need to get right up to all of those edges. Don't want to end up seeing any white paper at all. So there's mine carrying on. But what's lovely about being in school is I've got some work that children have done. So this is from Megan, who's done some lovely seascape art for me down in her pod. And you end up with a piece of paper like this. Ideally you want to do two, maybe one that's sort of a bluey colour, one that's a green colour, so you've got two pieces of paper ready to go. And then when that is all dry, now I hope they won't mind me doing this, because what we need to do next, well, I'm going to leave hers for her to do, but we start to rip it up, which sounds a bit of a strange thing to do, but we want to rip bits of it off, okay? So you get a nice lines with you'll get a little bit of that white edging to the piece of paper. This is done on cartridge paper actually, so that really works well because the paper will sort of tear a little bit. So there you go, you've got all of that, and then once you've done that, you'll stick it onto a piece of card. So any piece of paper or card is fine. And what you need to do is to stick and to layer it, okay? So you can see there, this one's by Chloe, and she's done some green and some blue, and we've ripped those up, and then she's stuck those on, different layers. We started from the top and layered downwards, and that way you get that nice white bit going across the top, which looks like lovely sort of foam or spray coming off the sea. Okay, so there we go, that's a beautiful one there. Okay, all right. This is my one that I did earlier. So again, if you haven't got time to do paint to 2 bits of paper, I've actually used some light blue paper with that one as well. So that is another option. And as again, you can see that it really does look like that sea moving. Yeah, okay. And then once you've done that and that's your seascape, you can use that then to as a background to your sea picture. So at this point you can get any little bits of green paper, stick those on the seaweed, okay, there we go. So I've got some seaweed coming in the corner of mine now. Then what we did as well, preparing for this, we had our lovely blue and greeny papers that we decorated and printed on. Then we also did some bits of paper, lots of different colours. We've just got all the colours out. We had real fun colour mixing. We've used sponges. We've used tissues, all sorts of things to make this. We've used some stamps to make a really lovely, colourful, and again you can see here some of the ones that people have done, okay? And then as you can see, we've started to cut out from those. We've turned those over, and I'm sure they won't mind me doing it because they've nearly finished theirs now. Once that's dried, and you've got a nice colourful splodgy piece of paper with your paints, you can then on the back, you can draw a fish, a turtle, anything you like, okay? Right, so I've just drawn a little fish there, and then I'm going to cut that fish out, so you've got much more time to take And you can look online and there's loads of different techniques on how to draw jellyfish and turtles and dolphins, starfish. We've done all sorts of things today based on the learning that we've done this week, especially on our Blue Planet work yesterday. So then you can see, ended up with a little painted fish like that. And then it's just a case of sticking that onto your picture. So I'm going to put my little fish here. Okay, so I've got a bit of seaweed, some fish. I could add some jellyfish, I could add a whale, starfish, seahorses I've seen today as well. So you end up with a lovely collage of a seascape. And just to show you some of the beautiful ones that have been done here in class today. This one's by Erin, and she's done a beautiful job there. Lovely variation between the blue and the green, the white foam on the sea, and lots of sea creatures. Hope you enjoy that 5-minute art. I'd love to see what you produce, and see you soon, Yapton. Take care.